The Ashes is here, a rivalry that till not too long ago was considered the premier, most fierce face-off in world cricket. Australia versus England, the clash of two of the mightiest in the sport. Now, even as that tag seems to be questionable, we explore if contests with India are generating far more buzz, far more eyeballs and attention. And is this England's golden opportunity to win in Australia finally after 2010? Now, the Ashes is a face-off that has stood the test of time. There's no doubt in that. It's a contest considered top tier, the most elite, most watched, most followed and revered of all contests. And it made sense till some moments ago because the reason was simple enough. Australia and England considered two powerhouses in the sport in terms of skill, talent, feistiness and of course, clout. And there is that added baggage of history. You can't really challenge all of that, can you? But maybe India already has. Just take the last two series, India versus England, and then earlier, India versus Australia. These two battles generated so much excitement, engagement, fan frenzy and media attention than any other red ball contest has in recent years. Take India versus Australia. The superstars of Indian cricket hogged all the headlines. Media accosted the Indian players everywhere they went. There were jibes and mind games building up to the series. Promotions, posters, hoardings and headlines all screamed a contest like none other. And the series too lived up to the intensity with enough going on out in the middle. Then we move on to, of course, India versus England. Different narratives, but of course, same storyline. The press conferences and show of bravado, the mind games that were being played months into the matchup, the face-offs right on the pitch as well. All of that drama that kept unfolding weeks into the series as well as during it too. It was a carnival for anyone who loved the sport. Ashes this time has to live up to all of that. The drama, the tension, the jibes and counter punches, allowing alongside great cricket on display. It's what cricket-loving fans in both these countries truly deserve. But will it create enough flutter? While the classical fans, of course, hold on to their breath, the new age ones are impatiently tapping on their watches. So safe to say it comes down to the veterans to show the way and poke the bear, as they say.
Bazball, as far as I'm concerned, and I know Brendan reasonably well, was only designed for this one series. Forget about everything that's happened over the past 2 years. It was all about having a group together in a style of play that can stand up and win test matches in Australia.
Aussie captain and a man who led many rapturous and engaging contests in the past during his days, saying Bazball, a cool trick, was initially and only designed for Australia. But it's something that has obviously failed England in recent times and it needs a facelift, and desperately so. There is, of course, also this feeble attempt by some Aussie media to try and intimidate the opposition by calling the pitch that's greeting them tomorrow a green monster. And just some hours ago, in what looked like a strange way to kickstart a press conference, within 2 minutes, the Aussie stand-in skipper Steve Smith was asked about a comment England's former cricketer Monty Panesar made referring to the infamous sandpaper gate. And this was the response.
Who of you in the room has seen Mastermind and Monty Panesar on that? Anyone who believes that Athens is in Germany, Oliver Twist is a season of the year, and America is a city, it doesn't really bother me, those comments. That's as far as I'll go with that one.
Smells of some last-minute taunts to fire up the oven, as they say, especially as Australia could start this series on the back foot, missing Josh Hazlewood and talismanic Pat Cummins in their lineup. But fans can get behind two Indigenous cricketers who will be featuring for the very first time in a test lineup in Scott Boland and Brendan dug it. So England can fancy their chances here, but the side that has known to always throw in the overconfident taunts and remarks that they've done over the last 1 year, definitely, more so when India is at the opposite end, seems to be more circumspect now and wary, with their captain asking his team not to be afraid.
I think if we were to come out and sort of not accept that and go, oh, nah, it's just another series, then we'd only be lying to ourselves and lying to the fact of what the series is. Facing what that feels like, looking it in the eyes, taking it on, and not being afraid of the challenge that we have ahead of us.
Not the usual belligerent tone that you have seen from this camp, coming out of this camp in the past. And of course, there's that added reverence for this entire Ashes itself. But looks like these two sides, though, need to play out of their skins and produce some magic for their fans, at least on the pitch, to make this Ashes episode feel like the yesteryear affairs. Because clearly the build-up has been anything but magical.
I was a revolutionary. I became a ruler. I claimed to protect my people. I terrorized them instead. I built palaces. I started wars. I lost everything. Some called me a defender of Arab pride. History remembers me as a dictator. Who am I?